Night of the Living Geek.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a mini episode of the LHG cast. I'm going to be introing the video today. I'm Taylor. This is the normal guy over here. The normally intros it, Nick.
Hi.
And then here's Maddie over here.
Hi, how's it going?
She's usually behind the scenes, making sure it all runs and the camera's recording and stuff. But today, because Jake and Connor couldn't make it, and we've all been playing a ton of Tales games, this is going to be like a mini episode just focused on Tales. Me and Nick have been playing Tales of Hysteria, and Maddie's been going on a little marathon through all the Tales games.
I'm on Tales of Graces right now.
And you recently beat Hearts R on Vita and Abyss on 3DS?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's kind of what this is going to be all about. So I don't know if you've got a plan for this, Nick, if there's anything specific you want to talk about.
I
or
don't have a plan because I'm not the man with the plan.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah,
Jake's
the man
not
with the
here.
plan
Yeah,
is,
Jake is not
is here.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we just start with how we got introduced to the series? I think you and your brother, Brian, kind of brought Tales into everybody's consciousness. Was it not?
No, you brought Tales.
Okay, I bought it. I didn't know what it was,
Yeah,
though.
okay, so you bought this as a birthday present.
Brian?
Because apparently every year you got him a new RPG. First it was Tales, and the next year it was Grandia.
Right.
Okay.
So that's where we start. We didn't really play. We played like the first, like, Brian played the first like couple minutes of it during this party, and then we didn't touch it for a while. And then he started playing it, and I would join him using the channeling ring and play.
Yes.
And then he would always play while listening to a lot of MXPX. So
Classic.
when I listen to MXPX, it reminds me of Tales of Destiny.
That's funny. MXPX. That's a band I haven't listened to in a long time.
Yeah, so it's really it's good memory. And then we were playing together until we got to like the very end of the game, and we just played the entire. I remember one time it was like on a Sunday we were playing. We're on Drycroft, which is the final dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers.
And it's not spoilers.
Game's almost 20 years old.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
So we're on that, and we're playing with this channeling ring. I think I was Gar or someone I don't remember.
Rudy.
Yeah, and we just played throughout the entire dungeon. I remember we had to leave the PS1 on because we had to go to church.
You didn't have a memory card?
We did have a memory card, but we were in the middle of the dungeon.
Oh, there's nowhere to save?
Yeah, there's nowhere to save. So we're just paused. We had to go to church, came back, we played it, and we beat it, and we're all like, woo! And and then
Did you actually cheer like that?
No. I didn't go, woo!
Okay.
I don't really remember if I like cheered or anything. I just like, oh, we beat it, okay,
You
whatever.
just put the control down and walked away.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
And then I got my hand on it, and because I didn't play the entire game with them, I just played certain points. I probably pulled a little brother and like, Mommy, I want to play with my brother.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, you know.
Rubber.
And so I got my hands on it after he beat it because he was done with it, and I never let go. I just played it. It was my Final Fantasy VII.
Exactly. So this is of the ones that have come to America in English, this is your favorite one? I know we've got Tales Remake, and you've translated it yourself or whatever. Not Nargola Lights. Hopefully we can still see.
Should I?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
It's good. I like the story. The remake is like 1,000 times better, and I'm really pissed off that we haven't gotten English. But I like the story. It's original. It's not the typical Tales trope where it's, mana, we got to get the spirits, there's the world tree, and like that, that the typical stuff. Not that it's bad, it's just, that's the Tales tropes.
It kind of runs dry.
It's really original. You have swords that you can talk, and you level them up, and you don't.
You can level the swords up.
The swords level up with you. So you could buy regular weapons, but there's no reason to. So you just you level up your swordians and get new spells and new skills and everything like that.
Were they still called arts back then?
No, they're just called skills.
Okay.
So there's spells and skills, which was really confusing for me because I remember going to Tales of Destiny 2, which is the Tales of Eternia, but in the US it's Tales of Destiny 2. And they didn't have spells and skills. They had only art. I think it was a skill still.
Okay.
And I was like, where are the spells? This isn't Tales of Destiny 2. I'm turning this off right now. Clunk. But yeah, really great game still too. But yeah.
Okay.
That was my first Tales game. And then I saw Tales of Destiny 2 and I screamed like a fangirl. And I'm like, Mom, you gotta buy this right now! Meatloaf!
Meatloaf. That's funny. Yeah, Tales of Destiny was my first introduction to the series too. I never really finished it. I played a couple hours here and there. I'm like familiar with what it is and all the characters.
When you were younger, were you the one who was like, it looks like a Super Nintendo game? This is not Final Fantasy VII graphics.
I don't really know if that was a thing back then. I think it was just like whatever. It looked like a Super Nintendo game. But it was just weird because it was an action RPG. You know, like I haven't really played those. Like all the RPGs I played were turn-based or strategy. So for it to be action was like really different. Like it's like Street Fighter. This is weird. But the thing that always stood out to me was like the music, especially the menu music.
Good times.
But I think like that was the first one I played, but I feel like the first one I really got into was Abyss. That was the one I played a lot of.
Oh, really?
That was like, yeah, when I came back from Korea, that was the one when I bought like all those games. Like that was the one. All right. I remember you were playing through Abyss at the time, I think, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to dive in and see what this is all about.
Did both of you finish it?
Yeah,
I didn't finish it.
I finished it. Yeah, you didn't see me play Legendia? I got Legendia first, and then I got Abyss.
No, I've never seen a Legendia being
The crazy
played.
thing is I was totally into Tales of Destiny, and I got Tales of Destiny 2. Barely got into that. It felt different, so I didn't like it. And then I think there was like a 4-year gap, and then I got Tales. Like, ooh, Tales game. I like Tales. I want to get I had a choice: Tales of Legendia or Tales of the Abyss. Tales of Legendia.
That's what you got.
And, you know, it turned out to be that was the worst one to get. And it felt totally different, but I still played it. And then I looked and looked and looked for Tales of the Abyss, and I could never find it because it was super rare.
You lost your opportunity.
And
expensive too,
it was
right?
super expensive. So I went to emulators, and I found out that Tales of Fantasia and all these other games, and then I started doing all my research on all these Tales games and got really into it in 8th and 9th grade, and that's when I became
It's
a
never
huge
been
Tales.
the same since.
Yeah, that's when I just really delved into it, and yeah, that's where I'm at now.
Okay,
I own every Tales game in America.
It's very convenient
that's
for
awesome.
me.
So Maddie, your first one was
all right. So wait,
Hearts are.
Okay, that's the first one I played through. If you want to go to when I was first introduced to the franchise, it's probably when I was 5 or 6.
Okay.
And it was through the music.
Which game?
Destiny.
Destiny. Okay, yeah.
Yep, she would
And
just
I'd
sneak into my room
sneak into his room. I'd listen to music. I'd watch him play, and yeah, it was Destiny. The next one I was actually like aware of the name he was playing was Zillia, and that was
Graces?
No, I don't remember you playing Graces.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's too young, and I didn't care at that time.
She started literally a couple months ago.
Yeah, I did.
She's just like blowing through them all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't we do that
So-
anymore?
Don't worry, I have a limited amount of time now.
Yeah, now you're becoming an adult.
Oh God. Anyway,
No, she's still going.
so the first one I played through was Hearts, and then I immediately went to Abyss, and from there I've gone to Graces,
Graces.
which I'm on now.
No, but I remember you were going to go straight to Graces after. Sorry,
I was
after Hearts, and I'm like, I have.
Yeah.
I just walked up to him like,
Yeah,
here.
what happened is I was like, I finished the game. I walk up to Nick. I'm like, Nick, I finished Hearts. He's like, oh, cool. And I was like, kind of sad and all the Tales game to play. And he's like, okay. He takes out like 3 of his Tales games. He's like, okay, here's Graces. So I take Graces. And then he walks into my room and he's like, here's Abyss. You can play that one too. And I was like, handheld. Okay, I'll play that one first. And I played that at school. And my friends looked at me all weird. And they were like, anime game. And I was all like, shut up. And I played it.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Here's a message to all the kiddies out there: play what you want to play. Who cares what other people think?
Exactly.
Anyway,
But you better play Japanese games, the JRPGs.
You better play JRPGs.
You don't know
and
you're
not
missing
Call of
out.
Duty. Don't play Call of Duty.
yeah. So of the 3 you've played, I guess we can do our favorites. So I'll just go back to Maddie. So you haven't finished Graces F yet. It might change.
It might change.
as the game goes on.
Highly doubt it will, though.
But what's your favorite so far?
You're never gonna beat that boss, and you're just gonna give up.
Shut up. We're going to that story later. I'm gonna have a rant about that boss. So far, I like Grace is the best.
Okay.
I like the graphics. The story is really. I love the story, and the fight system is kind of addicting.
Yeah.
It's
I think that's most people's favorite. I think is Grace's.
But I've liked. There hasn't.
Guy over here,
Shut up,
this
Nick.
elitist Tales remake guy. Of course, the one that's didn't get bring to the States is the best one.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
But I haven't
But
hated any of them that I
But
played.
you gotta say it, that you think this way. Grace is just a 3D version of the Tales of Destiny.
See, I don't know how that makes sense because to me, what makes Grace's good is the dodging and the stuff. So to transition that into 2D
yeah,
just
yeah.
doesn't make sense in my head.
You could dodge like and you do it like it's really aerial, so you can do like crazy combos in the air, and then it has the combo counter and everything like that. So, and then it went.
That's before I played Grace's. I was watching him play Destiny again, and I was like, "What's that CC stuff down there?" He's like, "Oh, that's your combo counter." And then I go into Tales of Grace's, and it's the exact same thing. I'm just like, "What?" I guess I gotta learn a new system, and I've fallen in love.
And then Tales of Hearts was supposed to be the same way, but you played the Vita version, which made it TP again.
I honestly don't mind TP. I mean,
No, I'm just saying.
it makes me because
if you play the DS version, it's more like Zestiria, where it's like a bar. So the more moves you do, the lower your bar gets.
Because I like TP because it kind of persuades you to go into inns more and stuff. And sometimes when you go through inns in those games, you get like skits or other cutscenes,
yeah.
and I kind of like that. In Grace's, I tend to not go to inns at all because
Sure.
you don't need to.
So I'm sure I don't know if we've mentioned that on the podcast at all, but your favorite is the Destiny remake for
Yeah.
PS2.
Just Destiny in general.
Okay. So what is it that you like about that more than the others? Because it's evolved, right? It's like it's gone from 2D battle system to 3D. Like there's more things you can do with like the open world, the way you explore the world. The characters are obviously like way different.
I like the 2D battle systems. I'm sorry, the 3D battle systems are just like
You are not forgiven.
it just feel like I'm getting used to them. I just like the 2D ones more because it feels like a fighting game to me, and I like fighting games.
Sure.
And it's 2D playing, and you're just doing all these cool combos. And one of the biggest things that I always run into in the 3D Tales games is sometimes the spells are just so ineffective. Like they summon the spell, and it's like all exploding, but the enemies just
have
run
moved,
away,
yeah.
and they don't get hit by it. And I'm like, come on! In the 2D ones, once you cast a spell, they're gonna get hit unless they're like move away.
It's like a homing type of thing, right?
So it's like since they don't have a 3D space to run away from, it's just like you have this small area of space, and you keep them in there by keeping them in, like attacking and like stuff like that. So spells are way more effective in the 2D ones.
I definitely see what you mean.
And oh my gosh, my favorite spell is in Tales of Eternia. It's called Freeze Lancer, and it's just a bunch of icicles that shoot from the side, and it always hits, and it's so much damage. It's great. I love that one.
Nice.
But that's why I love the 2D ones, because it's more like fighting games to me.
Okay.
I can
see
haven't
that.
experienced one yet. Anyway, Taylor,
Yeah.
your favorite?
My
Tales
favorite. So here's the funny thing: the only two Tales games I've actually beat are Exilia 1 and 2, and I've played a lot of Graces, I played a lot of Abyss, and I played a lot of Vesperia. But
game? How can you just not finish that?
It was during a time where I was like reviewing a lot of games, and I just wanted to play enough of a game to like have an opinion, so I can make a video about it.
Let's see.
But like now, like for example, like I'm gonna beat Zestiria whether I like it or not, just because that's how I am. Like if I buy a game, I'm gonna beat it. Like that's just how it is.
I can't put down that game.
Yeah,
It's so
I'm
good.
really enjoying it. You know what? I can throw Zestiria in there, but I'm not quite far enough to like
Make a
crown
call.
it a favorite.
Yeah, you're definitely not far enough.
But I go back and forth between Graces and Vesperia as my favorites. I love everything about Vesperia. It's the one game that nailed that like really cel shaded bright art style that like none of the games have gone back to, and like the standard definition games couldn't quite capture it because it wasn't in HD. So like imagine Abyss but in HD. Like that's
That's exactly what it was.
This
It
in
was Abyss.
HD would be awesome.
It was Abyss in HD, and it had like an oil painting filter over it.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Naruto games. Like if you ever played the Naruto fighting games, that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
So I love the art style. Like Troy Baker voices the main character, and now obviously he's been in like Last of Us. And all that.
Troy
beating it.
Baker.
Yeah. Call back to Connor.
Oh,
Make it
Connor.
funny.
I know that, but I was going to say Kanji.
Yeah, Kanji from Persona. Like he's done a lot of really great stuff.
Oh.
Joel.
So like I love all the characters in that. I love the world. I don't remember anything about the fighting system.
It's
Yeah, didn't you just play it?
it's Abyss.
It's Abyss.
It-
I don't remember
it's-
Abyss
that's
either.
kind of
Okay,
disappointing
so
to me. But
It's Abyss, but with like Final Fantasy IX's skill system, where you equip a item, and those items have skills on them, and you want to,
Okay.
and you so the more you want to keep your items, so you could upgrade them or turn them into different items, and you get more skills, and that's how you get your skills.
and you get
Not
different
your
skill
arts,
sets.
not your arts, your skills.
Okay, just regular
So-
character
So-
stuff.
So you get like, at first you're like, when you first start the game's really clunky. It feels like it's slow. You're like, oh man, I could just attack 3 times and barely move around.
Okay.
And then at the end of the game, you could do all this dodging and do all this stuff and have like you could do like, you can make it so you could combo your base arts into your arcane arts into your altar arts, and then your altar arts could go back into your base arts, and then your base arts could go back into an arcane art. So you could do like these huge combos and look really cool. So that was cool. The only thing that disappointed me with Vesperia was the ending. It just ended.
That's right.
Mm.
You
I
said-
haven't beat it,
you
It's
so-
like,
said
you
that.
win!
Credits.
Okay,
Okay.
what happened
Spoilers.
afterwards?
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Yeah,
if I beat it, I might have not enjoyed it as much. But yeah,
That's not good when it says if I beat it, I might not have enjoyed it as much.
I'm
That's
pretty sure you would have enjoyed it. I mean,
Okay.
the build-up's great. I like to see what happens to the
Like
like
game.
Yeah,
a quick
conclusion.
epilogue kind of
Yeah.
thing.
yeah. I mean, so I like that about like with anime or games. I like to know like how the story like it ends, but then whatever the trickle down is.
Like
so.
okay, you didn't.
I
finish
think
your bits, never mind.
I think that's the anime. It might be wrong. I think the anime the movie might be like the prequel. I'm not 100% on that, but
Okay.
yeah, I want to know what happened afterwards, because it was they did a big thing, and I want to know how that affected everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like those.
blew up.
Oh my god.
So I guess what I wanted to do too is like just talk about favorite aspects or like different like memories or funny stories you have. Like,
Different memories from less than a year ago. Got it.
yeah, I mean,
So my favorite memory of Tales of Games is hearing my sister scream obscenities because she can't beat the stupid boss.
yeah. So okay, let's talk about this real quick. So right before we recorded this podcast, Maddie's was playing this boss in Grace's. And was just having a real tough time with it. So, like, what I don't remember the boss name. It's the guy with the 2 lances.
His name is Kurt, friend of Malik.
Just
Yes.
make sure no spoilers.
Right. Anyway, he just we just have to fight him. Yeah, there you go. And I don't know. You're in the middle of like this country, and you just want to stop one thing from happening. So you got to fight this guy. He's just like, it's the only way to save my country. So you go in, and he constantly summons in like reinforcements, right? So you just always have these other guys interrupting your spells, and especially when you're trying to cast like revive and stuff. And him himself, he has priority over like every move you do.
Yeah,
Well, yes, spears.
Yeah, he has 2 spears, precisely.
that are also guns.
Yeah.
kind of.
No, the guns are the reinforcements.
Oh.
But so he has range. He does like an AoE like all around his body, so you can't really approach him from his behind. And his guard, he takes very little amounts of damage, and if you get hit in his combo, you're pretty much dead.
Wait, I gotta tell everyone that you're taking my route and doing a harder difficulty on your first playthrough.
Yes, I must do it.
So it's your first time doing that, because I haven't been doing it.
It's yeah, but I enjoy the hard aspect of it because it makes you feel really accomplished once you finally like beat it.
Yeah.
Especially like on your first playthrough, it's just like, yeah, I did it on the harder difficulty. I did it, but it's
It's hard.
It is. Yeah,
it's really. You guys are watching.
You were getting really close.
Yeah,
the one right before.
the last fight right before this podcast, I was freaking out because
You ran out of life bottles.
I ran out of life bottles. Indeed. I got farther than I did, and they were like, okay, guys, we got to do the podcast. I was like, okay, just after this battle. And I kept getting further and further. I made some amazing dodges. I was like, okay, I could do this. And I realized I only had 2 life bottles left. And I was like, uh-oh. So then my only Reser died, and I used one on her. And I was like, okay, we got this. And then 30 seconds later, my character, like the main character, dies. And I was like, okay, should I save it for if the Reser dies? Is she going to res me? I don't know. And he started like comboing her, so I was like, okay, I gotta use it on me. And I survived for another like 3 minutes, and then he pulled off another combo that just wiped us off the map.
Yep. That's what happens. That's what happens on hard difficulty in Tales. You have to use like all your items, and
You get really good with dodges.
you have
The
to
dodging.
learn how to dodge and guard correctly, and the battles take about 15 to 20 minutes long.
Yeah, that was like a marathon. I felt so bad because he was really low.
So close. And I'd been fighting him for, I think, 10 minutes before you guys walked in. And then it was about like 10 minutes you guys were standing there. And I died at the very end.
Yeah, that's what happened to me once when I was fighting Leon in the Destiny remake. We're all full health, like perfectly. He does a combo on me and then uses his mystic art, and it catches every single one of us. And then it's like doing like this crazy combo, and then he does this one like the ending goes across the screen, and everyone's dead instantly. And I'm like, well, that happened. And yeah, it's like you have to block him when he's about to use his mystic art, because
Yeah.
if you don't, you're gonna lose.
That was
And
another frustrating thing.
that's
about
what
that
that's
boss.
that's what I like. That was fun. Well, when you beat him, because
satisfying?
yeah, it's very satisfying because that battle you get your new mystic art, and so it's like it gives you it's like it's time to use it, and you're like, okay, I got to land this combo, and
Like
once
in the middle of the battle, it gives you it, and then you use it at the
when
end.
you're
or-
near the end, when he's about to lose, he gives you it, so you could beat him without it or with it, but you want to use it. I mean,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Oh, it's like
awesome.
Final Fantasy VII at the end with Omni Slash.
Yeah, it
Okay.
gives you it. So it's like your burst meter suddenly just goes bam, level 2 when it's like at 0. So it's really cool.
That's awesome.
Nice. So what else did you want to discuss? I'm trying to think of other things about Tales. Like, well, let's talk about this. Why do we like Tales in general? Like,
Why Tails?
Yeah, why Tales compared to like? I mean, we all like Persona and Final Fantasy and that, but like, what is it about Tales that keeps? I know this is one of your favorite series in particular. Like, what is it about Tales that keeps you coming back, or what is it that you like about it compared to other series?
It just you like animes that are just like happy-go-lucky and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tales stories usually have those moments sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
They're not all like, oh, we're all gonna do all the live stream and we're all gonna die someday and join it, and my mom's in there, and sad stuff.
Yeah, Final Fantasy gets in a little over its head at points. I'll admit that. But
And so that's it's like it's like watching a fun anime. The battle system's like a fighting game, and it's action, and it's standard typical JRPG.
right, okay.
And that's what's fun about it. That's why I enjoy it. It's classic. It feels good. And then we're playing Zestiria right now. It still feels the same way, but it feels like they kind of evolved it with the in-world battle system, where when you get into battle, it's still in the same world map, and the bot monsters are there. And I thought that was
Yeah, I
cool.
saw that looked really cool.
And interesting. I mean, this is not going to be like a staple, but the interesting, the
Seraph stuff.
the Seraph stuff, yeah.
The
That was cool.
fusing thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where you can fuse and like you do fusion and like become stronger. Like each
Don't-
game has.
Don't
a-
explain it because I still want to play with
Oh,
it.
okay,
like-
we'll go away from that. But like the same with like I feel like as much as I didn't like the Auxilia games, the battle system's really good. Like one of the things I really liked about that, especially in 2, is he can switch weapons. Like he has a hammer, he has guns, he has knives, so you can
Yeah, that
like,
was
swap
interesting.
between those.
Oh,
And then
interesting.
also like if you hit enemies at the right time, it triggers like a team attack. You hit like one of the shoulder buttons, and then like you just do a double team.
Is
Oh,
it,
yeah,
Is it
well-
kind of like an all-out attack in Persona?
Not quite. It's not that powerful.
It's like, okay, so you if I recall, you're doing a combo, and then things flashes like a green or something,
Yeah.
and then you press R2 and you do like a cool combo.
Mm.
It does that in Vesperia as well, and also in I can't think right now. It does
Hearts?
it does it in Hearts as well.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
kind of. If you hit something, you could go into like a all-out attack mode where you just
Oh, okay.
the enemy's like frozen, and you could just keep wailing on it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all about combos in that one.
That game kind of babied me though. The Hearts fight system was.
Is it
really-
kinda easy?
It was really easy.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't play much
we're
of
playing
it.
it on normal. That's why.
I was playing on normal. It's true.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way with you. Like I always, at least when I do like videos, I refer to the Tales games as JRPG like comfort food, or just like game comfort food, because like it never evolves like too much to where it becomes unfamiliar or like really breaks away from what like Tales is.
But each game has like new kind
Yeah.
of
Changes it
interesting-
up,
it
Yeah, there's
changes
like
it up.
different things, but it's still very much like you said, like a very like lighthearted like anime RPG. The action combat system, I think, really is what separates it apart. Especially because Persona's turn-based, Final Fantasy is like in this weird in between. Like Lightning Returns kind of went action, and obviously Final Fantasy 15 is going to be action.
But it's not like combo action.
No,
like,
not
Tales
at all.
is all about combos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it very much is like a fighting game, like you said. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 is not combos at all. It's about blocking and like hitting the guy at the right time and stuff like that. But yeah, they're never going to be like 10 out of 10s. They're never going to be game of the years, but they're like always like solid like 8s. You know what I mean? Like they're like always very technically sound. Like I rarely ever have glitches. There's nothing ever.
I got a glitch at Vesperia.
Oh, did you?
You remember I showed you the video, the boss battle.
Oh, where you couldn't hit it. Yeah, that was
the bat
weird.
was like flipping around and everything, and we couldn't hit it. And I'm like, well, I can't play the game anymore.
Well, I have never had any glitches.
That was very surprising. I'm like, I have never ran into a glitch in Tales game, and there you go.
First for everyone.
Exactly. I mean, I'm sure they're
I
bad.
have it on camera.
Games aren't perfect, so. But yeah, I definitely like the action combat of course, like the anime art style that it typically has, and then just it's a JRPG. It's like, okay, we go to one town, solve the thing, go to the next town, go to the next dungeon, like just that typical formula. I just love that formula, and what's been nice, especially about Tales, it's like, I don't know, 4 years running. There's been one that's come out like every year. It was like, we got Zestiria this year, and then we got like 3, I think, last year. We got Hearts, Xillia 2, and the Symphonia collection, right? Or that all in the same year?
No, it was Xillia 2, and then it was Symphonia. Was Symphonia before Xillia or after Xillia?
I forget. Yeah, I don't remember how that all went.
No, it was the Symphonia first, and then Xillia 2, and then Hearts.
Yeah, I remember Hearts was like in December or something. It was really late in the year. And then obviously it was Xillia 1 before that, and then Grace's F before that, and then the Abyss 3DS port was in there somewhere. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to get Berseria next year, because that seems like they barely showed anything when they announced it. And
next year? I thought you were talking about like we're never gonna get it. I'm like,
no, we'll get
sure
it. I think at this point it's like it's on a set path. Like we're just gonna keep getting them. Like I'd be shocked if at some point like we're done with these. Sorry, because like here's the thing I found really interesting about Zestiria is it only came out on PS3 in Japan, but when it came out here, they're like, all right, we're gonna port it to not only PS4 but also PC, which is really unusual.
Yeah, so
Wait, there's a PC version of that game?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
So what's really cool is that Symphonia is also on PC now. So
right.
Hoping that like this is like the first if it's not going to come to consoles, re-release Tales of Destiny remake and the real Tales of Destiny 2.
It's not gonna happen, Nick.
To PC.
It's not gonna happen.
So people could
It's not gonna happen.
hack it easily and translate it.
It's not gonna happen.
And that should happen. Or make it in English. Sub it. You don't need to dub it. Sub it.
There you go.
Yeah, subbings.
It could.
Because Hearts is subbed, and
Right.
it was good.
So
Except when you could doing the spelling errors, that was pretty hilarious.
there were
Tales of Destiny on PS1 was subbed. It was not dubbed at all.
Well, there was also no voice acting.
There was, but not in the English version.
Oh.
But so that's why all the moves are all in Japanese, and we're like, "What the hell is he saying?"
Yatta!
Yeah, we're like, "This is not real words, is it?
No.
What is this Japanese?"
Exactly. So
My butt is burning.
But yeah, no, I just think it's like they're really going out of their way to cater to the Western audience, which I find interesting. So I'll be really curious to hear like if they announce like sales numbers for Zestiria or whatever, just to see how it did, especially on like PC and that type of thing. So I don't know. I just really think they're making a push whereas other companies are very hesitant. You know, like
They're trying to. Oh, they better not Westernize it. They should just make it, I mean, they should push, go towards the Western market, but they should not Westernize their games.
No.
That is what Square Enix did, and look what they did.
Keep your Japanese flair. That's why we like them. Or else it's like if we wanted to play a Western RPG, we could play Dragon Age or Skyrim or something, But that's the appeal of the Tales games, right? It's the anime art style, the Japanese style of doing stuff. But yeah, I'll be curious to see if they keep doing stuff like that, like catering to us. Like I bet you, so next year, but Berseria is also a PS3 game. I bet you we don't even get the PS3 version.
Really?
Yeah, it's still a cross-gen. It's cross-gen. So it's PS3, PS4, but I bet you we don't even get the PS3 version. We just get PS4 and there'll be a PC port.
I hope the PS4 port is like totally taking advantage of the PS4 hardware, not like Zestiria.
Well,
which
the
just
thing
port.
is, like I said, Zestiria didn't even originally come out in Japan on PS3. They're like,
Exactly.
well, nobody's going to buy it in America.
But
if
it's still just a port, so it's everything there is still meant to run on a PS3.
So it's not utilizing any of the PS4's.
I mean, it
graphics
looks
or-
nice.
It
and
looks- it does
stuff,
look nice.
But
But
it does, yeah.
But it's just it could have been more. Like
yeah,
I remember
the pop-in's still pretty bad. Like there was a couple areas I remember I'd walk into a building and characters are still popping up. I'm like, really, on a PS4 game?
Yeah, well, I noticed that on Vesperia. It happened all the time. Whenever you went to a town, it was empty, and then suddenly everyone was there, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, you can't
Interesting.
fault it.
Yeah. So
I'm hoping that the Vesperia,
it's something like the Berseria or Berseria.
something silly like that. I hope it keeps the in-world battle system.
Yeah, I do
but
like that.
I want them to add a lot more detail to the world because the first, Zestiria is their first attempt. It does look like you're on like the world map a lot of the times, but
Yeah. Like
So you want
either
to get like when you go into the battle, it gets like kind of more detailed.
no, it's the same thing. It's just since it's so like it's always there that they didn't put as much detail so that it could run on the system itself.
Yeah.
But we'll add more detail.
Well, that's what I was saying too. Is like I feel like the open world needs to have more things to do in it. Like, yeah, you're running across these big plains, but it's like there's not much to do. Like, there's some those plants that increase your stats and some treasure chests and stuff, but there need to be cool little side.
There need to be
things
set
to do.
pieces like there was in Vesperia. That's
Right.
that's what one of your followers was talking about.
Totally.
It's like it's like it looks nice, but it's just a set piece, and you can only go left and right in that area. So
Right. So I guess like we didn't get Maddie's opinion. So Maddie, what is it for you that you like? I mean, you're just sort of getting into
Getting into
JRPGs because you started with Persona 4 and then you've been on a Tales binge. So like, what is it about Tales that you like?
Well, so far all the JRPGs, I've really liked the stories. Like I've never been disappointed. I've gone into each story and then I'm like, okay, I like these characters. I know these characters. I want to follow these characters. I want to do what they need to do. And then when it's over, it's just like that was a good game. I liked it. I'll play it again. Yes, that tends to be what I do.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just I like the fight style of Tales. The music is always like really really good, and I also really enjoy the Tales style of like the skits and stuff.
Yeah.
how you can unlock new skits, you find out backstories, stuff like that.
That's pretty unique. Like a lot of other games don't really do that. Like these optional little side
Yeah,
things.
where you press like
I like
select
that.
and
The only ones I didn't like were Abyss because it's just like
yeah, that's what I found really annoying because none of them were voice acted at all, and they were just
there's the
doing-
mouth. Yeah,
doing the
I'd say
mouth.
it took forever, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure these were voice acted in Japan. Why didn't you
Yeah.
do this in English?
Well, after that, all of them got voice acted, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
And they look way better.
yeah.
They
And
actually
Abyss
like
was just
animate them.
yeah.
right?
Abyss is just like
Those boxes.
box
yeah.
and-
That is classic.
I mean, yeah, because I've seen the Zillia ones
Yeah,
where
Zillia
they're
does
also
that.
boxed, but their mouths they're like kind of actually moving to the words they're saying, right? And they're voice acted. Some of them.
Right.
It's Vesperia the same way. Tales of Destiny PS1 had them, but they were cut out in the English version.
I think Grace's.
I do enjoy
and
Grace's a
Zestiria
lot
do
better.
Do
Because
the
it's
same. It's like the full body.
full body
yeah.
one.
Full
Yeah,
body.
that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it's the same team
Yeah.
because it has the same item names. Because there's no orange gel, apple gel. It's apple gel, peach gel, and grape gel.
That's
instead
right.
Of,
There was a difference between gels. I just
So,
realized that.
yeah.
And they do the same battle system.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
similar.
That's why I'm really looking forward to playing the new game.
It's an interesting observation.
It's the skill system in that game is extremely confusing at first, and it's like, okay, so you want me to use, like, you have to combine your items, and there's multiple different types of the same item, and then you could combine the skills together.
So it's a
and
new
fuse
version
them.
of dualizing.
Yes, it's very intense dualizing. So you got dualizing plus a skill system plus, oh my gosh, battle arts.
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
I feel
interesting.
like I said it earlier, or in a tweet, it was like overly complicated. I feel like some of the systems in Zestiria, but I really like where it's going. Like it's a good first step. Here's the thing. So I don't know. Do you know anything about Berseria, Maddie? Do you know what that is?
No.
I could tell
This-
you're looking. Is that like a poster?
No. You're talking about it's coming out like later, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't done any research. I haven't heard anything. You
I just-
mentioning it is the first time I've heard about
I
this.
just know the name, and I just know it's the main character is a pirate girl.
Okay,
Right.
Taylor, what do you know?
Yeah, that's about
That's
it.
pretty
That's
much
all.
it.
Okay, that's all we
But
know.
like those things, I love. Like I like a lot of people don't like playing as girls for whatever reason in games. But when I have the option, I always pick a girl. Like
That's you.
in Dragon Age and World of Warcraft, I always play a girl character.
I always play a girl character because
You're a girl.
I am a girl.
Except for you, Mila.
Yeah, I didn't pick Mila. I picked Jude. I don't know why. I think it was because you were picking Mila and I played Jude. We both got it the same time.
I think I'm still gonna pick Mila.
The reason I picked Mila is because she was a sword user, and I was like, okay, I'll be Maxwell.
Yeah.
But you were saying all these cool things were happening with Jude, and I was like, I want to see those.
Well,
I get to talk to spirits.
Yeah. Well,
her spirit arc was kind of underwhelming compared to Jude's arc.
See,
I gotta say that. I'm sorry. It's true.
well, I didn't play Mila, so no harm, no foul here.
It was. I mean, she was a fun character to play. I liked her character because she was kind of naive and didn't know anything about the world, and she had a lisp.
That's
the lisp. Oh my gosh, it really bugged me. Like something about the recording, it sounded like she had a lisp.
Really?
Yeah, and Zillia 1 and Zillia 2, I think they fixed it.
Yep.
But yeah, it was so weird.
That's another reason why I like Tales games, is because most of the time the characters always undergo like a specific transformation.
Yeah,
like
sure.
I like
exactly. Well, so just to finish the thought on Berseria real quick. Yeah, so I like playing as girl characters, so that's cool. The main character is a girl. There's only been a few Tales games where you even get the option. Zillia 2, obviously, or Zillia 1, and then was Legendia where could you play a girl?
No, you could play any character in any Tales game.
Well,
you're talking about the
the
main character?
Yeah.
the MC.
Just Zillia.
Yeah, so I think it's cool that they're going like she is the main character.
There's always a very like strong secondary female character.
Yeah, and usually almost every game for
Yeah,
sure.
Every time, it's like always the first character they meet. It's always,
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yep.
I'm not joking.
Yeah,
about
Rudy,
that.
Rose,
Rudy, you got
Sophie,
men.
Sophie.
What's the girl
Tyr.
in Vesperia? The badass with the goggles, the alchemist girl.
Rita.
Yeah, Rita. I love Rita.
You meet Estelle first.
That's true. She's like the princess.
You only get Kohaku like halfway through the game, though, in Hearts.
Yeah, but you meet her.
But you do meet her, yes.
But I love anything like pirate, like tropical
Yeah, you
setting.
love pirates.
I love that.
You
Like
love
I love
pirates.
like Chrono Cross, like that whole setting where you're like hopping islands. The Legend of Dragoon. There's this level that's very like tropically. So like the whole game is set like that, and you get like a pirate ship, and you just get to go around all these. Oh man. That's like speaking to me like nothing else. So like that could potentially be like my favorite Tales game. Like if it just hits everything, like if it fixes all the stuff in Zestiria,
He has a
and
list
does
in it. If it hits everything.
Yeah.
It's if it's gonna be,
it has the potential.
it's gonna be the Tales of Wind Waker.
fine.
Yeah, I don't
Fix,
know. Is that
fix
gonna
the sailing and sure.
you need
Have
the
a song
same
in
music.
Yeah. Anyway, so we said we were going to do a short episode, but we're going on almost 40 minutes now. So I don't know if there's anything we want to close with, or if there's anything.
Okay, so we're playing Zestiria.
Yeah,
You're
playing
enjoying
Graces.
it.
Oh yeah, we won't spoil anything, Maddie, but
Yeah,
we
please don't.
kind of did want to chat about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at first there was a lot of really intimidating aspects. Like I said, there were some weird dialogue things at the beginning, but I think that it solved itself out. And then the skill system seemed really weird, and same with the items you were talking about, where it's like you buy two of the same item and you like combine them to make it stronger. Like it just seemed like unnecessarily complicated to me, but. Everything else, I love the open world. I love the character designs. I love the music. The music, I will say right now, is my favorite soundtrack of all the Tales games because it's like very memorable.
Mm-hmm.
Most other Tales games, it's just like it's a Tales game, but these are all stand out. Like each town has like a a standout theme type of thing. The only one I don't like is the intro song. Usually, all Tales games have like really cool intro songs.
It's because you like the J-pop kind of stuff.
Yeah, I do. I love it. And this is just like Abyss has a really good one. Zillia has a really good one.
Hearts has a good one.
Graces, I like Graces.
And
It's
Graces.
a little bit.
That's Graces is what I meant.
It's a little
sorry.
bit cheesy, but I still like it.
I like this one. It just didn't have a singer. It was kind of confusing. Is this the Japanese version as well?
I think because they couldn't get somebody to sing. In Japan, they sing it. I think,
Okay.
but they couldn't get somebody to dub it or something weird. But
Just used to leave the Japanese.
I guess, yeah.
Well, they used to do that in the old Tales games where the intro songs was just like some generic action adventure song, and then everything in the Japanese version it was like a J-pop song.
Right. Yeah, I like the J-pop stuff. But I like the characters. Like Sore is your typical like goody two shoes, right?
I love Sore. He's so dumb, but
he like Core?
but he's lovable.
He's like very optimistic.
Yeah, he's not as childish as Core.
All right.
But Shing.
Sorry, I played.
I know.
Okay.
But yeah, it reminds me of Stan a little bit. Stan was very like silly and didn't know how things worked and just said dumb stuff, and
Yeah.
this guy does that too.
Yeah.
Well, but now he's kind of growing up and where I'm at, so it's started at the beginning of the character arc, so I can see what's going on.
I don't have all the characters you have, but so far, a couple of my favorites. I've really liked Edna. She's funny. She's just like, oh, you idiot.
Yep.
She just like kind of says it how it is. Rose is kind of silly as well.
I love how Edna just keeps making fun of Alicia.
Oh yeah, she doesn't like her.
She just keeps poking fun. And Lila is always like, stop it, please.
Yeah, she's like the
But
peacemaker.
yeah, the funny thing is that she's very punny.
Oh, she does it all the time.
She just uses puns all the time. And I noticed that one of them when she fights is the bird is the word and shoots something.
I didn't never heard that.
And I'm like, really? Did she really just say the bird is the word? Is the word?
Funny. So you're a little further than me. I mean, like, what are you liking, not liking? Oh, also, I will say the camera is really bad, like
Right,
especially in close areas.
The only thing that I do not like is sometimes in the camera, as he says, in close quarters, it's like you can't control it. I think I haven't figured out how. I think you can, but I'm not 100%.
If your
how.
back is to a wall, then you're just gonna face the wall. So I always try to turn my back towards the most open.
Yeah, that's what I do. I try to control it with this, but that's just orders. So I'm like throwing all these orders, and I don't mean to. And yeah, so sometimes the camera like gets zoomed in really close to the action, and you can't see anything because you're on a wall. But other than that, if they get that fixed in the next one, I'll be fine. But that's the only bad thing I've really ran into.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the dungeons also could use some work. They're a little bit like there's nothing special about them. It's like, oh, you go down a hallway, open a door. You go down a hallway, open a door. It's like, okay, like let's have some variety here, or like something unique. Because they have all these like fun things, like setting stuff on fire and cutting through spider webs. It's like do something with that, you know.
I think I'm about to hit something that's like that, so I'm not 100%.
Like, well, so for example, Ni no Kuni did a lot with that. Like, you would light stuff on fire, and it would open a door, and you had to go through the door before the timer ran out. Stuff like that. Like, they made it interesting.
Like puzzles.
Yeah, like make it more puzzly. Like Tales hasn't had any good puzzles in a long time, so it'd be cool to add some more puzzle stuff. But also, yeah, I don't know. It's just good. It's like I said, it's a very feel good game. Like, I have
a feeling you'll really like Rose. Rose is really funny.
She's come into the game in bits, and I've liked the little bits she's been in so far. So I have a feeling I'm gonna like her. Like, cause one of my favorite characters is Pascal from Grace and Zepp, and she's just like really silly and goofy, and like
you mimicked her like this really well.
Yeah,
that's exactly how she is.
That's exactly what she does.
But you never use her.
I do actually.
Yeah, she's in her party.
Yeah,
she's in my party right now.
But she's not using her during the boss fight.
Yeah, she is.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no, it's
Hubert.
Hubert.
Was I using Hubert?
Sophie, and
Asbel,
earlier when you
Sherry,
you weren't there, I was using Pascal. That's why she's a level higher than him.
Pascal. Yeah, she's cool.
Pascal's cool. Well, I always have the same party. Is always the healer. There's always the mage, and you have your two attackers.
Yep, that's kind of how I do it too.
But this Zestiria totally changes that. You have two.
You can heal yourself.
Yeah, you have two
characters. Can you really?
There's no healing. There's no healer. It's all just you. You have to heal yourself.
Yeah, each seraphim form has a different like
heal
thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's really interesting. Like your seraphim are your mages, and then you form together and you do like crazy combos. Then use one of your blast gauges to heal. I usually use Edna because she has Fairy Circle, and that usually covers up the entire battlefield and heals them, and it also damages enemies, which is really good.
Nice.
She just has like the lowest life. She gets destroyed.
Yeah, one-shotted all the time. It's really fun. And it's like, well, I'm going to change my seraph and let her heal.
Yeah, there's like a lot. You could totally cheat the system. Like if you had a couple human characters, because you can swap out your characters like on the fly. You're like, he's dead or he's
not your human characters. You only your seraph. But if your seraph,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so you. As Rose, you know that she has her own seraphs now.
Yeah.
So if her seraph dives and my seraph dives, I'm out of two seraphs.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Yeah, but yeah, on harder bosses, you run out of. It's really hard.
Okay.
Oh, you just reminded me.
Yep. Like just like you're doing all this stuff, and then you see a big boar running through your party, and it kills everyone in like 2 hits, and you're like, oh well, thank you,
jerk boar.
It's your stupid boar.
Dad was complaining because he kept hearing that stupid boar mooing. He's like, why am I hearing mooing? I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't beat this boss.
But yeah, Zestiria is really good. I am enjoying it. It's actually coming up to be one of my favorites.
Ooh.
It's not going to be Destiny. I'm sorry, nothing is.
Yeah.
Nostalgia's too hard. Nostalgia's too high for
Yeah,
that.
I hear you.
Yeah, you should, if you haven't picked it up, you really should.
It's good.
You don't need to beat any of the other ones.
No.
Just play this one whenever you get the chance. It's really good. I'm going to sell it when I beat it because I don't want Maddie to play it.
I want to play it. You are not selling that thing. I will.
I'm not going to
Nick
sell it.
doesn't sell Tales games.
Never.
That's right.
It's my collector's editions, man.
Yeah.
After this Tales game, I'm going to watch the anime though.
Or
the-
There's an anime for that already?
There's a movie.
It's like a prequel or something, I guess.
I don't know. Had Alicia in
I
it,
gotta
so I
watch the
don't know
Tales of
what it
Abyss
is.
anime.
Ooh.
It's fun.
Except skip the part when Luke's a jerk,
Oh,
because
yeah,
I don't
and-
think I can handle that.
And what I'm really surprised is that in the anime cutscenes of Zestiria, there's blood.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, when people get stabbed, there's blood or sliced.
I forget, but you're
It's
right.
pretty intense. I'm like, ooh, there's blood in the Tales game.
There was blood in Abyss.
Oh, not in the cutscenes.
Yeah.
Well,
When
whatever.
Ash died. Yeah. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
When
You
dies.
can leave that out.
But yeah, no. For me too, I'm like I said, like once I started beating the Tales games with Exilium 1 and 2, and with this, like this is, yeah, I think even I would say it's better than Grace's. Even I don't know, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. I mean, I've been watching her play Grace's, and I'm like, man, I forgot how great the characters are in this game.
yeah, it's
But
good.
What you need to do though is after you're done with Zestiria,
Mhm.
beat Grace's. All right. Yeah.
I'm stuck. I'm totally stuck on my file, and I don't want to restart from the beginning.
You
Which
do want to
file?
restart the
Which?
file
Well,
at the
where
beginning.
did you stop?
I'm stuck in this like robot like building.
I think he's further
Is he in
than
the
you.
tower?
I might be further than you.
Fendel Tower?
Don't talk to about it.
Yeah, because
Well, that's not. It's not that. That one's not that. Spoiler alert.
It's not spoiler. You don't need to talk about it.
Okay.
But anyway,
Yeah, that's right.
But I will say, like, this isn't saying much, but it's definitely the best JRPG on PS4.
Wow.
Like
1 out of 1.
Yeah, I mean, you've got there's a couple. They're like a lot of those NIS kind of, from being frank, garbage RPGs. Except
Ooh.
this guy is fine.
Gross.
This guy is good.
It's me.
I didn't really like Final Fantasy Type 0. It was fine, but the camera was a big mess, and the story made absolutely no sense.
It's about souls and swords.
No, I don't know. This isn't Soul Calibur. It was just like way overly complicated. Like the ending was like the most over melodramatic thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, oh my god, just get on with it. Like, I'll say that for another time. But yeah, if you like JRPGs and you have a PS4, you have to pick up Zestiria. It's really
If you
it's
don't
good.
have a PS4 and have a PC, pick it up on PC.
That's true. It's on
and
PC.
if you don't have a PC or a PS4, you can pick it up on PS3. Just pick up the damn game.
Yeah, and if you have none of those, then what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
You should just go kill yourself right now. I mean, come on.
Jump off a cliff, and then Randy Orton can RKO you out of nowhere.
Oh my god.
Out of nowhere, he killed him. Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
Watch out! Watch out!
The slithering. We're almost. This is turning into a normal sized podcast. The longer we get.
But this has just been a whole JRPG just ramble.
I know. I love it.
I love it.
All
Love
right,
it.
but let's end this there.
Yeah.
Tales of games. We all enjoy them. You should try them out. We recommend any of them because they're all good. If you're like Taylor here and don't like archaic stuff, I would just keep away from the PS2 stuff. If not, if you actually are like good games, you could play the PS2 ones and PS1 ones. So go ahead and try Tales of because it's a great series.
Great series.
And we'll be back next week with a lot of news because of the PlayStation Paris gaming show.
Mm-hmm.
Halo 5 is going to be coming
that's
out.
right. Jake's going to
So Jake's going to be rave about that
Oh,
or
yeah.
be really mad about it. So we don't know. And if you liked this type of podcast where it's just us talking about JRPGs, please tell us because if we have a lot of support, we'll make a shorter JRPG focused podcast because we all enjoy that series.
They're so good.
Plus Connor.
Yeah,
Connor's
Connor's
also
a big into that, and Casey, who's been on the podcast quite a few times as well, is really into that stuff.
We'll talk about way more about different genres and stuff like that. So if you like that, please give us a comment.
And also let us know what your favorite Tales games are if you've played them or what your experiences with those games are, for sure.
Of course. I could already tell you, if you say Tales Symphony, I'm going to rip your
We didn't
spine.
talk about that game once.
I know.
Or like in as far as like what we thought of
I have a
it.
feeling if we started, he was just gonna cut us off.
Yeah, Nick doesn't like. He's so mad at how popular it is. But anyway,
I get why it's popular. I'm just mad at it because
All right.
fans ruined it.
Okay.
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 All right. Why don't you just close that?
Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good day.
And eat your apple gels.
And blister your thumbs. And drink your sodas.
Oh my gosh. Bye.